The most common anatomy that I teach is probably the brachial plexus. As in anaesthetics, this is something that we have to learn all the time. So I teach this very regularly, and I think you can draw it in about 12 to 15 seconds, but normally I tell people learn how to draw the image, then learn how to label it, and then just do it in one, because we have to learn it for vivas. However, the same thing applies if you're just learning it for knowledge. So how we start is we draw 3 lines horizontally, but draw the middle line shorter than the outer lines. And then we put in some landmarks. So I draw in 2 black lines, the clavicle and the first rib. So we start by labelling the roots. So I add 2 little arrows, and you have C5, 6, 7, 8 and T1. And then we label the trunk. So C5 and C6 form the upper trunk, C7 forms the middle trunk, C8 and T1 forms the lower trunk. I also add in the long thoracic nerve, so that's C5, 6 and 7. So the next step is the divisions. So the important thing is each trunk has an anterior and a posterior division. So the posterior division of the upper trunk, middle trunk and lower trunk all join to form the posterior cord. The anterior division of the upper trunk and the middle trunk form the lateral cord, and the anterior division of the lower trunk forms the medial cord. Next one we put in the median nerve. So the median nerve is formed from the lateral and acute median, so median nerve. I think of that as a second arrow. So then snake's tongue. Little snake's tongue from the posterior cord. This forms the axillary nerve and the radial nerve. And then the lateral cord becomes musculocutaneous and the medial cord becomes the ulna. So they're the main nerves that are formed from the brachial plexus. I also like to put in a few branches. So the lateral pec and the medial pec, I think of them as pairs coming off the cords. And then there's 3 down here. We put in the medial cutaneous nerve of the arm and the medial cutaneous nerve of the forearm. And then the only other one I put in is the thoracodorsal. So that's the quick, simple way of doing the brachial plexus. There's definitely more branches that you could add. However, to start with, this is pretty comprehensive. So I hope that helps.